Hey folks, it's me, Rodger, back after a little break. And I do love New York. My nephew brought this back for me on a recent trip to New York. He and his wife have since had a baby. Now, I know he doesn't watch these videos. Why would he watch these videos? Why would anyone watch these videos? I've been really wondering that. But anyway, congratulations to Brian and Amanda, their baby boy Miles. Yeah, cheers. And I really do love New York. Grew up outside of New York. Haven't been in a while. Really need to get back. And because people want to know what kind of beer I'm drinking, I'm having a Hang Time Pale Ale from the Blackstone Brewing Company here in Nashville. It's maybe the first day of autumn, but it actually still feels like summer here. So you might notice this thing back there blinking and making the sound that you're hearing. Yeah, I went and got a Make Noise shared system. It's your rack modular synthesizer. It's amazing. It's really, I've been spending a lot of time with it. Hours go by where I don't think about anything outside of these four walls. It's really nice. Yeah, whether it's music, that's a whole other question, huh? But you know, it's been interesting and fun and just, you know, psychedelic. Just, you know, these electronic instruments, when it gets really complex, these complex patches, it's like it has a mind of its own. It'll do these really unexpected things. You know, really fantastic. Make Noise. Tony Rolando, it's his company in Asheville, North Carolina. If you're interested in synthesizers and all that stuff, there's a great video of Tony Rolando of Make Noise giving a lecture on the history of electronic music in the United States and the East Coast, West Coast, Moog, Buchla kind of thing, and then Make Noise's sort of hybridized vision, which is just wow. And there's this. And now with like digital and DSP, you know, voltage controlled DSPs, whew, wow, incredible. You know, not possible in the 70s. So anyway, he's a fascinating dude. Check it out. Check out Make Noise. Yeah, great. So that's what I've been up to. And you know, speaking of my little studio efforts, I got this in the mail, the September issue of Jazzwise, with Arun Ghosh on the cover. And there's a full-blown review of Who Doesn't Fade. My CD with Sam Bird, with the design and photography by Jeff McLennan and James Buttery. I'm really proud of this. And I'm really, you know, kind of blown away that there's there's my name in print. Holy crap. I mean, in this internet age and in this, you know, slender magazine, you know, the real estate is, you know, it's prime real estate, and it's a glowing review. And Spencer Grady, who I was like, Spencer, you know, anyway, it's a great review. He's got a great way with words, and I'm not going to read it to you. You can check it out. I don't know if it's online, but you know, compared us to the Nex and KG Hano, and I'm totally flattered, and you know, not that we're. Believe me, we're not thinking about those guys at all when we're making this music, but I love that stuff. Yeah, really cool. Thank you, Spencer. There's still some available. I'll leave a link below if you're interested. I'm really quite proud of this, and I'm really excited for the next one because Christmas is coming. I'm hoping to see Sam again, and yeah, check out the latest Jazzwise. Cool. All right. Enough about me, right? All right. Almost 5 minutes. All right. You know whose record you all need to buy, and the CD came out a year ago, I think. And the vinyl finally came out just recently. A Mary Halverson Octet, Away With You, on Firehouse 12. Yeah, this is... And I was looking on Bandcamp, all of her vinyl is still available. Those earlier records, there's only 500 copies, and they're still available. There's only 1,000 copies of this. And it's just fantastic. And what a fantastic band with, you know, her band gets bigger and bigger. Now she's added Susan Alcorn on pedal steel. And I gotta tell you, the CDs, I've had the CD for a year. And, you know, I liked it, but this, it's one of those cases where the vinyl really does blow away the CD. Because the three-dimensionality of the sound stage really allowed me to pick out this pedal steel from Mary's guitar. You know, they both occupy a similar frequency range for the most part. And so on the CD it was sort of hard to tell who was doing what, and it was all sort of just a flat kind of sound, and it was like, okay, but this, you know, is really like, you know, a holographic kind of sound. I mean, I'm not going to say it's like some audiophile thing, but it sounds really, really good. It sounds like a really natural presentation of the music, and it's cut at 45. Firehouse 12 does a really nice job. Highly, highly, highly recommended. You know, I feel like, you know, if you're watching me, there's no reason why these should still be available. I mean, this just came out, but this should sell out. Those earlier records, only 500 copies. Come on, people. Come on, come on. Sell those things out. They're great. They're great. And they're probably not going to be repressed. And Mary Halverson is going to go down as one of, like, the great jazz guitarists and, like, innovators of our time. And she just did a week at the Village Vanguard. I mean, you know, I know a lot of people are like, oh, chicks can't play jazz. Well, that's just idiotic. That's just idiotic. And there's, you know, there's lots of great women on here. Susan Alcorn, Ingrid Labrock, incredible saxophonist. My only criticism of this, and her records in general, is that she's too modest with the solo space. She gives all the solos to everyone else, and I think maybe she plays one solo on all of this. But, you know, whatever. The compositions are great, the arrangements are great, the musicianship is great, the recording is great. Seriously. Seriously. People, you need them. Alright, here's another couple that, you know, I was convinced by the VC, by, you know, they got the Anthony Camplone seal of approval. Now, we don't always maybe agree or see eye to eye musically on things, but I know he's got like super high-end stereo setup, and I believe him when he says something sounds good or it sounds not so good, you know. And he gave these a thumbs up as far as reissues go, and I thought, well, all right, fine, you know. So we have Joe Henderson with Alice Coltrane, The Elements, originally on Milestone, from when? 1973. And I was always kind of hoping I would find an original. You know, it's funny, you can find some Milestones are like common as dirt, like the McCoy Tyner catalog. It's like easy to find. The Joe Henderson's not so much, you know, and what a great band with Alice Coltrane and Michael White and Kenneth Nash, Charlie Hayden. Yeah, and so cut by Kevin Gray, really nicely pressed, QRP I think. They did a really nice job. So yes, thanks Anthony for giving the thumbs up on that. Well worth the, what was it, under $30 I think. And this too, I've been kind of like, not sure. I have a CD that sounds really good of this. This is the Bill Dixon Intents and Purposes, the Bill Dixon Orchestra, originally on RCA from like 1967. Again, I was kind of hoping maybe I'd find an original, you know, it's on RCA, but no, right. So this is on Superior Viaduct, reissue from last year. And again, Mr. Camplone said, oh, Ace, they did a good job. So, and they did. Both of these really do sound excellent. You know, it gets to the point where, like, why do I even want to obsess about originals when, you know, for, again, like $20, I can have something that looks and sounds great. What more could I want? Cheers. Did I show what beer I'm drinking? This is like the 4th try making this video. Well, just in case, it is Hang Time Brewery. Hang Time Pale Ale from the Blackstone Brewery. Yeah. You'd think I'd had a million of them. It's really my first one. Alright. Moving right along. Here's a 7-inch I found used, gently used, in nice shape. It's a goat 7-inch. Dream Building back with Stone Goat on Sub Pop from 2013. It was a single I didn't have. I've said this before. Now, I'm not convinced about their albums. I have them. I pull them out and play them from time to time, and I'm not convinced. But I really do enjoy their singles a lot. I don't know what that's about. Now, apparently, the British version, the Rocket recording, reverses it. It's Stone Goat on the A side and Dream Building on the B side, and it's like red and black or something. Anyway, so this is cool for $2. I'll save this for later. All right, here's another record that most of you guys and gals watching should really go out and get, especially if, like me, living in the States, you've been like, oh, I wish I could get these records more easily. I wish I could get Mr. Bongo records more easily. Well, they have U.S. distribution now, and so they're starting to trickle into the stores. And I'm just gonna get it. If it says Mr. Bongo, and it's a Brazilian thing, I'm gonna get it. And so that's why I got this. I didn't really know anything about it. And the cover says Henderson Salvavanini, but it's really Henderson Salvanini is his name. And they kind of reproduced the gatefold, but it's like clearly from a low res file. I mean, look at that. So you can't even, Doesn't matter. The record sounds amazing, and it's an amazing, amazing record. It's like, so it's SP73 is the title, made in 73, and it's that orchestral, kind of psychedelic, kind of funky. Wow, it's just great, and it's a journey. Like, you get to the end of the first side and you're like, wow, that was a great record. Oh, there's more? Seriously. I listened to this like 2 or 3 times now, and it's like, damn, really. I mean, I don't know really the story about this guy, but this is great. You don't need to know, right? You just need to hear, right? All right. Had to get this because I collect the guy, and I've taken some guitar lessons via Skype with him, and he's a really good guy, and I'm really rooting for him. Yeah. Chris Forsyth and the Solar Motel Band, Dreaming in the Non-Dream, on No Quarter. Came out, I don't know, a couple months ago or so, a month ago. I don't know. You can't really see. It really doesn't reproduce well, but they're really going for a 70s, like, the wear is kind of built into it, and it's this foil, kind of foily. And so, yeah, it's mostly instrumental rock, but not post-rock, because it's more like, it's not as arch or something. It's more, rooted. I don't know about his singing, but his guitar playing is sublime. To be honest, I wanted to like this more than I did. The previous double record he did, I think, is excellent. This one, the title track on side B is killer. If the rest of the album had been that killer, then it would be like really killer. But no, it's good. It's really good, and I think he's touring this record. If you get a chance to see him, it's really good live. All right, this might be kind of a long video, folks. Still hanging in. So Hound Dog Hoover's went out of business. It's kind of a bummer. But he had a sale, and I've mentioned that he just has ridiculous 7 inches. And so here's a selection of some that I got, you know, for like 80 cents a piece, or something like that. Here's an interesting, it's a comp. Sympathy for Count Poco Corante, Volume 1. Dark Beloved Cloud is the label. You know, the artists here, Napalm Parade, God is My Co-Pilot, Flying Saucer, Attack, I think is that band. Princess Superstar, The Mad Scene, and you know, whatever that is. From, I can't remember, 90s sometime. Pretty cool, punky stuff. And here's some 80s punk from LA, Los Illegals, LA. Promo copy with English and Spanish versions of kind of still a timely song about being illegal and just wanting to work and being hassled by the man. Can't believe we just want to go back to those days. All right, and this was pretty cool. You know, that actually this was not 80 cents. This was actually, it was still a good price. But this was like another 80-cent thing. Ralph Records, Buy or Die, 1981. It's great Gary Panter artwork. You know, I have some of these albums, but I mean, the picture sleeve is worth 80 cents to me. Don't argue with me. It is. It has Fred Frith, track from Speechless, MX80 Sound from Crowd Control, and Ronaldo and the Loaf, and Tuxedo Moon track, which is really cool. Yeah, it's just excellent. I mean, come on. 80 cents. Now this was fine, and this was not 80 cents, but it was like 20% off, and I was like, all right, no one's bought this, I'm buying this. And it's this killer soul track on Carla. Jimmy Delphs, almost backed with I've Been Fooled Before. And it's like fairly obscure, like I can't really suss out exactly what's going on with this on Discogs. Some killer tracks, cleaned up great too. And here's another weird 45, which I can't quite figure out what it is. Underground Records, that seems maybe not totally legit. But it has this pretty obscure garage psych thing from the 60s, The Ugly Ducklings, Just in Case You Wonder. It's pretty cool. Backed with the Nashville Teens version of Tobacco Road. I mean, why? Alright, that's cool. Here's one more. A promo copy of the Box Top Soldie. That's pretty cool. Promotion copy. Soldie, classic box tops. And back to the non-album, Alex Chilton song, The Happy Song. The Happy Song, yeah. Alright. How about some metal? Up for some metal? Just a few things here. Now, I've gone on and on and on about Black Breath and how I couldn't really take their aggressiveness. But then suddenly it clicked for me, so I had to get their most recent thing. What's it called? Slaves Beyond Death. 245 RPM thing on Southern Lord from 2015. Now, maybe this really aggressive hardcore metal stuff is sort of like heroin. It's like once you get, you need increasingly higher dosages in order to feel, the rush. This, I was like, hey, what's going on? Have they softened? It sounds like the freaking Allman Brothers. There's like these twinned guitar things and like these like ballads almost. I'm like, what is going on here? Now, the thing is, those earlier records was that they're leavened with this like groove. They had this like groove, dare I say, boogie thing happening, and they're letting it all hang out here, and I gotta say, it's great, but it's like, are they getting soft? All right, here's a band I really like a lot, and they just keep getting better and better. Usnia or Usnia. What is this called? Portals into Futility. On Relapse, 2LP thing. This is special, limited to 200 color vinyl thing that maybe I'll show. Why not? I'm wasting all this time. Wasting your time, wasting my time. I'm agnostic about color vinyl, but this looks pretty cool, and it kind of is. And so yeah. There you go. It's like ox blood and gold splatter. And you know, the thing is, it kind of matches the artwork. You know, it's like if it were some sort of pink thing, it would be like, what? Anyway, I'm not one of these people that thinks, oh, colored vinyl sounds worse than that. And no, it's all vinyl. It's not. It's silliness. The problem with colored vinyl is you can't see where the problem is, if there's a problem. You know? All right. So anyway, use Nia, hybrid doom, blackened doom band out of Portland. Young guys, as far as I can tell, and this is their like most musical and rich and textured record they've made, and I've listened to it a bunch of times, and it's great. I love it. It's, you know, I love that stuff, and I love how like these genres in metal can be like sort of mixed and matched, and it's like a modular synthesizer. Like you can do whatever and you know, create all new ways of making metal. You know. Cheers. All right, this is not exactly metal. This is a new Marrow Group comp I found gently used for a good price. From their Warfaring Strangers series, Dark Scorcher Canticles. I remember Andreas Sonic Mainliner showing this more than once, I believe. And I remember thinking, what the hell? And you know, the conceit is like they found this guy who like had done some you know, band logos. They found him and like got him to do these logos, new logos for all these bands they dug up from the 70s that had made like one single, you know, one great track and then disappeared. And so that's what we have here, like all these, you know, mostly one-shot bands from the 70s. It's great. It so captures that like burnt stoner smoking lounge kind of, you know, my people. All right, really fun. All right, this was a nice find at Hound Dog Hoover's before he closed. Rotary Connection songs on Cadet Concept. Rotary Connection, of course, is Minnie Riperton's band from the 60s, 70s. This mixed race band, kind of soul, rock soul, psychedelic soul band. And this is like mostly covers, I believe, like Respect and The Wade, Sunshine of Your Love, Got My Mojo Working, Burning Midnight Lamp, Tale of Brave Ulysses. It's great. It's really, really great. And of course, her voice is just insane. When is this from? I think late 60s, I think? Something like that? I don't know. 69? Yeah, really nice find. You don't see that stuff around. And I'm not a big reggae fan. And I used to have these records, and I miss them a lot. The Toots records, the Toots and the Maytals. So when I saw Toots in Memphis, nice copy of it. This is from Mango. This is later, 1980 something. Produced by the legendary Jim Dickinson down in Memphis. Yeah, this is great. What I really want are Reggae Got Soul and Funky Kingston. Those were just great, soulful reggae records. Found a nice copy of this. Tony Williams' Lifetime, Turn It Over on Polydor from early 70s. This is so great. This band, man, with John McLaughlin and Larry Young, Jack Bruce. Phew. Awesome. Alright, only a few more here. I ran into Buck Buchanan at Great Escape one time. Hey Buck, if you're watching. And he was like, "Oh, this looks like a jazz record in the rock section," and that happens from time to time. And when you see the cover, you'll understand why. And actually, I'd gone through there and I missed it myself because the cover's so bad. I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right. That's a great record." And, he already had it in what I guess. Sorry, Bob. Anyway, Sam Rivers, Sizzle. The very last remnants of ABC Impulse from 1976. But yeah, what a terrible cover. And so when this has this stupid sticker on it, I'm like, well, who cares? It's a terrible cover anyway. But great record with Sam Rivers, of course, on saxophones, flute, piano. So he does has some great piano playing on this. Ted Dunbar on guitar. So it has some rock elements too. That's pretty cool. Dave Holland, great Dave Holland. Barry Altschul on drums. Dave Holland on bass. Warren Smith on drums and vibes. And this is really killer. Excellent. And this is a record you would almost overlook because the cover is so terrible. But I was like, what? I didn't even know there was a third M Boom record, but M Boom Collage on Soul Note, the Italian Soul Note record label from 1984. M Boom, of course, is Max Roach's all percussion orchestra. He made one on Strata East, which I guess was reissued. I don't have that one. And then a great one was it on Columbia? Really excellent, truly audiophile sonics on that Columbia record. That was sometime in like late 70s, I think. But I didn't know about this one on Soul Note, and this is not quite the sonic spectacular as that Columbia record, but it sounds really good, and it's great, you know, and has all these great drummers from Joe Chambers and Ray Mantilla and Warren Smith and Freddie Waits, and, you know, yeah, great. Really good. Finally, yeah, when I was with Buck at Great Escape, we were talking about, you know, digging. And I was like, oh, you ever look through this section of Great Escape? And he's like, oh, no. And I say, well, I often find, you know, weirdo electronic records in there. He's like, oh, huh. And so sure enough, here's one. Boddings and Raum Makers, Contrasts. Wait, no, that's a piece by Raum Makers. Electronic music. This is on Elektra. It was originally a promo copy. It was originally on Philips in Holland. These are Dutch composers. So we have Capriccio for violin and 2 soundtracks. So it's like violin and tape. Genesee for music for 5 audio frequency oscillators. Evolutions Ballet Suite. So this is like 1959. Pre-synthesizer electronic music. Really interesting. I really like that. You know, very primitive, taking, you know, laboratory equipment that was not meant to be making music and forcing it into making music, and this is what you get. And yeah, great find, excellent. And that is that. And less than half an hour. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you're all doing well out there. It's crazy. It's crazy. But try to keep your sanity, and I'll do the same. Take care, everybody. I'll see you soon.